We come to the question now of whether the American Catholic bishops will feel any sense of awkwardness or tension or even outright dichotomous feelings over the fact that the contrast between their reactions to policies of the Obama administration over things like the HHS mandate and religious liberty versus the Ryan budget, which the bishops have declared to be immoral in several letters that were written to Congress. What kind of problem does this pose for the American bishops in teaching the American Catholic electorate where we should come out on this election with stark contrasts about church teachings on both sides of the ticket? Well, I'm not sure it's awkwardness. I think it does prove the point that politics is the art of compromise, and in fact, there is no possibility in this country to have a 100% perfect alignment of every religious teaching and every candidate everywhere. I think that's unrealistic, and I think the more realistic among the bishops understand that and know that as well. Faithful citizenship calls us to reject the idea that there is a Catholic Republican or a Catholic Democrat. In fact, our job as Catholics is to bring our total sense of moral teachings, moral virtue, to all political decisions across the spectrum of parties and the divisions of American life. Being a Catholic does not mean that you're a Democrat or Republican. Being a Catholic means you have a moral view of life that upholds the dignity of the human person, that in fact takes the option for the poor, that subscribes to all of the church teachings. And in those social justice teachings, we find in American life inherent conflicts on each one of the social justice teachings. So, for example, many people on the progressive left forget that social justice includes the dignity of the human person and the right to life. That is a fundamental bedrock teaching of social justice in the Catholic Church. In the same way, the option for the poor and vulnerable, the principle of subsidiarity that has come up in the Ryan budget question, in fact, means that we uphold and honor the dignity and life of the poor among us, those who are on the margins. That, as the bishops have said, we have to make the first piece of our public policy making respect for human life and care for those who cannot help themselves. And that should flow through all of our decisions about law and public policy. And this poses dilemmas because Americans politically are so polarized around these issues, and we call those polarities Republican or Democrat these days, when in fact the polarities are moral, not political. So we all have to exercise a great deal of deep thought and conscience in how we make our vote.